I want you to imagine this. It's a peaceful evening. You've just finished a light dinner, maybe a green salad, a few slices of fresh tomato, some steamed spinach drizzled with olive oil. You feel proud of yourself, eating healthy, living smart. Then you go to bed, content, whispering to yourself, "Tomorrow I'll feel even better." But the next morning, something feels off. A slight dizziness, a little numbness in your hand. Your voice sounds strange, uneven. Have you ever felt something like that? I've seen many people like you in my clinic, people who truly believe they're doing everything right, only to discover that the very healthy choices they made were quietly putting their bodies at risk. I'm a doctor, 60 years old now, and after more than 3 decades working with older adults, I've realized one simple truth. Our bodies don't react to food the same way they used to. What was a superfood at 40 can quietly become a double-edged sword at 70. Not because the food has changed, but because we have. Our kidneys slow down, our blood vessels lose flexibility, and the medications we take start to alter how our bodies process nutrients. I remember one patient, Margaret, age 68. She came to me after a mild stroke. When I reviewed her diet, I was surprised. All vegetables, fruits, no sugar, no fried foods. A perfect healthy menu. But every evening, she'd eat a salad with spinach, tomatoes, and a calcium supplement. The problem? That combination raised the oxalate levels in her blood, forming tiny crystals that clogged the small blood vessels in her brain. A meal meant to protect her heart had quietly made her blood thicker while she slept. We've always been taught that vegetables are always good, but after 60, what matters isn't just what you eat, but when you eat, what you pair it with, and how much you consume. Think of your body like a car that has served you faithfully for decades. It still runs beautifully, but it needs gentler care now, the right kind of oil, at the right time. Take broccoli, for example. Most people eat it for heart health, but few realize it's rich in vitamin K, which helps blood clot. If you're taking blood thinners, eating too much broccoli, or changing your intake, suddenly can make those medications less effective. Your body doesn't need surprises. It needs consistency. And then there are the seemingly harmless ones: romaine lettuce, asparagus, light, refreshing, but naturally diuretic. When you're young, that doesn't matter. But as you age, you lose water more easily without feeling thirsty. Your blood thickens, your circulation slows, and ironically, it's during sleep, when you think your body is resting, that it might be struggling the most, with thicker blood, fluctuating pressure, and tighter vessels. I once told a patient, a small glass of water before bed might save you from a stroke. She laughed, thinking I was joking, but I wasn't. The same goes for carrots, a friendly, innocent vegetable. Eaten raw, they raise blood sugar quickly. For someone with pre-diabetes or a slower metabolism, that sugar spike triggers stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, right when your body should be resting. And you know what happens then? Your vessels constrict, your blood thickens, your heart beats harder, and stroke risk climbs quietly through the night. Now, I'm not saying you should fear carrots, corn, or onions. What I'm saying is, understand how your body responds. Because after 60, it's not about eating less, it's about eating smarter. I always tell my patients, don't fight aging, cooperate with it. Your body sends you signals every day: thirst, dizziness, fatigue, sleeplessness. They're not just signs of getting old. They're gentle reminders that you may be asking your body to live at the speed of your younger years. Listen to them. If eating salad at night makes you feel bloated or thirsty, move it to lunch. If you're on heart medication, ask your doctor about food interactions. If you wake up at night with your heart racing, don't just assume it's anxiety. It might be your body reacting to last night's healthy soup. And you know what? I truly believe that understanding your body is a form of freedom because once you know what works for you, you no longer live in fear. You can still enjoy spinach, tomatoes, garlic, any vegetable you love, as long as it's the right food, at the right time, in the right context for your health. I still eat greens every day, but I don't eat salad right before bed. I don't mix raw garlic with blood thinners, and I never let myself go to sleep thirsty. That's not dieting. That's living wisely, honoring the body that's carried me through a lifetime. So, if you're 60, 70, or beyond, remember this: age doesn't make you weaker, it simply asks you to listen more closely. Small changes, like eating vegetables earlier, drinking one more glass of water, or talking with your doctor about your medication, can make a world of difference in keeping your mind sharp and your heart steady. And always remember, there are no bad vegetables, only the wrong way to eat them. When you understand that, you don't just live longer, you live clearer, freer, and more at peace every single day. You see, taking care of your health after 60 isn't about giving things up. It's about learning how to love your body again, with wisdom this time. If you agree, tell me in the comments. What will you change in your dinner tonight? Because sometimes one small change today could save your tomorrow. I still vividly remember the story of Mr. Peter, 72 years old, a retired high school teacher from Texas. Every morning, he would have a smoothie with raw spinach, take a calcium pill to keep his bones strong, and proudly say that he ate cleaner than most young people. One morning, he came to see me and said, "Doctor, lately I've been forgetting words. My mind feels foggy." When I ran some tests, I discovered that tiny calcium oxalate crystals had begun forming in the small blood vessels of his kidneys and brain, not enough to cause serious harm, but enough to slow his circulation. I didn't tell him to stop eating spinach. I simply advised him to move his green smoothie from breakfast to lunch and to drink more water afterward. 3 months later, his memory had improved noticeably. He smiled and said, "I still eat what I love. I just eat it at the right time now." That's what I want you to remember. Good health doesn't always come from giving things up, but from understanding timing. I also remember Mrs. Rose, 66, who had high blood pressure and took medication daily. She believed that eating a big bowl of broccoli every day would boost her immunity. The problem was that vitamin K in broccoli interfered with her blood thinning medication, making her blood thicker. When I explained it, she sighed and said, "I didn't know. I just thought vegetables were always good." I told her, "Vegetables aren't the problem. It's about balance. Eat them consistently, not too much, not too little." You see, an aging body is like a finely tuned clock. Even the smallest change in rhythm can throw the whole mechanism off. From that day, she kept her portions moderate and consistent, and her blood pressure stayed stable for months afterward. Now let's talk about a seemingly harmless vegetable: romaine lettuce. Many people enjoy salads at night because they're light and won't cause weight gain. But what most don't realize is that romaine lettuce is a natural diuretic. For younger people, that hardly matters. But for older adults, it can cause dehydration overnight without you even noticing. Your blood thickens, your vessels constrict, and sometimes one drop too little water is enough to overflow the cup. A mild stroke can come quietly, like a soft breeze in the night. I don't say this to scare you. I say it to remind you. A small glass of water before bed could be the shield that protects your brain. If you love salads, enjoy them at lunch, when your body is alert and your heart is still working at full strength. Then there are the sweeter things: carrots and corn. One of my patients, Mr. John, loved to eat raw carrots and boiled corn at night because he believed they were good for the eyes and easy to digest. but he had mild diabetes and didn't realize that both foods cause blood sugar to rise and then crash during the night. His body reacted by releasing stress hormones, making his heart race and his blood pressure spike. He told me, I often wake up at night with my heart pounding, and I don't know why. It only took one simple change, moving his carrots to lunchtime and pairing them with some nuts or yogurt, and those episodes disappeared. Sometimes, just changing the timing is all your body needs to say thank you. And what about garlic? I always call garlic the strong but stubborn friend. It's wonderful for the heart, improves circulation, reduces inflammation. But for those on blood thinning medications, it can make the blood too thin, like adding water to a drink that's already diluted. I once had an elderly patient who came in with unexplained bruises on his arms. When I asked him, he said, I haven't changed any medication. I just started taking a garlic supplement every day. That tiny pill was enough to make his blood too thin. If you love garlic, keep enjoying it. Just have it cooked in your meals since heat reduces its blood thinning effect. And never add garlic supplements without consulting your doctor first. Then there's onion, the soul of the American kitchen. But onions contain quercetin, a compound that naturally dilates blood vessels. If you're taking medication for blood pressure, eating too many onions, especially raw, can make your blood pressure drop too low during the night. Just a bit of dizziness, one moment of imbalance, and an accident can happen. Older bodies don't bounce back like they used to, which is why balance is the golden rule. You see, there are no bad vegetables. Each one is a gift from nature. It just needs to be unwrapped the right way. When you're 30, your body is like a rushing river. Everything flows easily. But at 60, that river slows down, and even tiny things, oxalate crystals, sugar from carrots, vitamin K from broccoli, start to settle at the bottom, quietly affecting the flow. So I want you to remember this. Aging doesn't take away your health. It just asks you to live with more awareness. Eat your vegetables, but have a conversation with your body. Ask it, how do I feel after this meal? Observe, did I sleep well last night? Did my heart beat too fast? Because those small answers are often the most valuable medical advice you'll ever receive from your own body. And if you've ever felt that health is something beyond your control, I want to tell you this. It's not. You do have control. You just need to understand a little more, listen a little better, and adjust a little smarter. They're not big changes, just small movements of awareness, enough to make your blood flow smoother, your heart beat lighter, and your mind stay clear for many years to come. Because in the end, aging isn't an ending. It's a new chapter, one where you learn to live slower but deeper, eat less but understand more, and love your body more than ever before. You know, the longer I've been in this profession, the more I realize one simple yet profound truth. People aren't afraid of growing old. They're afraid of losing control. When we're young, our bodies speak loudly. We eat something, drink something, and the response is instant. But once we reach our 60s or 70s, everything becomes quieter. The body no longer cries out when it's tired. It whispers through small, subtle signs. A restless night, a dizzy morning, a heartbeat that feels just a little too fast. And too often, we dismiss these things, telling ourselves, that's just aging. But I want to tell you, nothing is normal if it makes you feel unwell. Your body is speaking to you in its own language. And once you start listening, you'll realize it's not that hard to understand. I once had a patient who said something I'll never forget. He told me, Doctor, I'm not afraid because I'm weak. I'm afraid because I don't understand what's happening to me. That, right there, is the greatest fear of aging. Not disease, but uncertainty. You see, we can control what we understand. When we know when to eat spinach, how regularly to eat broccoli, or that cooked garlic is safer than raw. The fear disappears. What remains is confidence and peace of mind. I always tell my patients this: health isn't the result of restriction, it's the product of understanding. A 70-year-old can be healthier than someone in their 50s, not because they take better medicine, but because they have conversations with their body every day. They know when to rest, when to eat, when to drink, and when to call their doctor. That's not discipline, that's wisdom. I want you to try something small, starting tonight. Before you go to bed, don't open the fridge to grab salad or tomatoes. Instead, pour yourself a small cup of warm water, sit quietly for a few minutes, and simply ask, how did my body really feel today? You might be surprised. When we take a moment to pause, we realize that health doesn't live in pills or diets. It lives in our attention. I also want you to remember this: age is not your enemy. It's a strict but wise teacher, one that reminds you to slow down, to respect your limits, and to rediscover gratitude. If you listen carefully, you'll find that aging has its own beauty. It makes you more aware of every breath, every meal, every heartbeat. Whenever I see my patients recover, it's rarely because of a special medication. It's because they've learned to love their body like an old friend. They no longer push it or complain about it. They walk beside it patiently, day after day. Someone once asked me, "Doctor, at my age, is it still worth trying?" I smiled and replied, "We don't try to live longer. We try to make the days we have truly worth living." Health isn't the absence of illness. It's the freedom you feel in every breath, every step, and every peaceful night's sleep. And that freedom is entirely in your hands. If you're watching this video today, I believe you're ready to begin again, to eat with more awareness, to listen more closely, and to care for yourself with the same love you've always given others. So start with the smallest things. Eat your vegetables at the right time. Drink water when your body asks for it. Ask your doctor when you're uncertain. And most importantly, never believe it's too late to change. I want you to know this: whether you're 60, 70, or 80, your heart can still be strong, your mind can still be clear, and your life can still be full of meaning. If you choose to understand your body instead of judging it, remember, a small change today might save you from a stroke tomorrow. Simple habits like drinking water, eating on time, and getting enough sleep, those are the invisible medicines of life. If these words resonate with you, leave me a comment below. Tell me how old you are and what makes you most grateful for your health right now. Because the story you share might just become a light for someone else who's walking the same path. And if you want to keep learning how to live wisely and gracefully in your golden years, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the next video. Every week, I'll share more true stories, stories of people who turned getting older into living deeper. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Remember, health isn't just what you have, it's how you treat yourself every single day. And if you start with one timely meal, one mindful glass of water, I believe that tomorrow morning, when you wake up, your body will thank you with a lighter breath, a steadier step, and a calmer mind. I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay gentle, and live every moment fully.